Okay, guys, I want to touch on the Kovalev and Andre Ward rematch. A lot of people are saying Kovalev is going to win. Like, I heard Floyd Mayweather saying it. I heard Bernard Hopkins saying it. You know what I'm saying? I heard people on the YouTube comments saying Kovalev is going to win. Personally, I don't believe Kovalev is going to win. I'll talk about that later. But right now, I want to say is we don't know who's going to work the hardest. We just don't know. We don't know who's going to get up at 3 a.m. and train until 6 a.m. and then go back at it at 9 a.m. and train until 12 p.m. and then go back at it at 3 p.m. and train until 7 p.m. and then go until 9 p.m. and then go to sleep and start it over again. We don't know who's going to do that. And I tell you this right here. I believe Andre Ward is more capable of doing that because he has more tricks. I've learned more from Andre Ward watching him box than Kovalev. All I see from Kovalev is he has long reach with a powerful lead jab, and he has good feet to bounce back when the opponent is trying to hit him. That's all. Kovalev, he has a long reach with a powerful lead jab, and he has the footwork to bounce back when the opponent tries to strike him. That's all I see from Kovalev. What I've seen from Andre Ward with his tricks is that he likes to feint up to the head with his straight, and then he'll feint down to the body. Another thing I see from from Andre Ward a lot is he uses his lead hand during the whole fight. Now, if anybody who's a true fighter, we know how tiring this gets. You know what I'm saying? But I see fighters like Rigondeaux doing that, using their lead jab like almost the whole fight, and that gets tiring on the shoulder. That right there is hard work during the fight. Also, I see from Andre Ward what I can learn is that anytime Andre Ward misses, or sometimes he'll just throw the punch and he'll still control them with his hand. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll keep the lead jab out there and use it to control their head wherever he wants them to go. That right there is tricks. People say it's illegal, man. That is tricks. That is studying the game. That is putting in dedication and hard work. I don't see Kovalev being that extreme hard worker. I just don't. He could be. He could be an extreme hard worker, and Andre Ward could be an extreme hard worker. Then that will make for, an even match. But what I'm trying to say is, whichever fighter trains more hours is more than likely going to win. Kovalev trains 5 hours and Andre Ward trains 4 hours a day. Andre Ward is more than likely to lose. I hope he loses because he did not work as hard. If Andre Ward comes and trains 10 hours a day, and when I say training, I mean watching film study too. That's also a part of training, because if anybody who watches film study, we know that gets tiring. That gets tiring. Your brain starts to hurt. You know what I'm saying? That gets tiring, But like I was saying, if Andre Ward comes and trains 10 hours and Kovalev trains 6 hours, Kovalev, you train hard. But Andre Ward has trained to the extreme, to the max, where every day he's going to be sore. And leading up to fight, he would have to take 3 days off to rest his body because he's trained so hard. That is the type of hard work that counts, you know what I'm saying? That is the difference, you know what I'm saying? Them extra hours, And I've always believed in working extremely hard. Now, I'm 19 years old. I have nothing to show for except a relationship with God the Father. And I dropped all my dream chasing to want to know God the Father. I know certain crafts, and Lord knows hard work for me is, like something I pray for, it's great, you know what I'm saying? I actually had to enjoy doing it, but I have nothing to show for right now as far as my craft, but I know God the Father is going to lead me to something. I never know. It may be boxing again. It may be basketball again. It may be making music. But whatever I do, I always pray to him to give me a hard work ethic, extreme work ethic, where I work extremely, crazily hard. Where people will say, why are you doing this? Well, back to what I was saying with the Kovalev and Andre Ward rematch, and Bernard Hopkins talking about, Bernard Hopkins making shoulder movements and stuff. Come on, Hopkins. We all know it takes extreme hard work for these types of fights, and that's what pulls it out. Let's look at Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant on a minimum trained 5 hours a day, on a minimum. If a professional basketball player trains 3 hours in a day, they would feel like they did something. Kobe Bryant trained on a minimum 5 hours a day. And we get mad when Kobe Bryant wanted to always shoot the ball and, you know what I'm saying, control the ball, come up the court. This man trained a minimum 5 hours a day. So therefore, some days he would train 8 hours a day. I've tried that. And trust me, by the end of that training, I've tried it with basketball. And I was inspired by Kobe Bryant, but the hard work came from God the Father. But anyways, by the time you're done training for them 8 hours at the end of that day, if you not have had a lot of salt water, your body is going to be cramping up. You're going to be barely able to move. And I was in high school trying that, and it was tough. So I can imagine what Kobe Bryant went through training all them hours, and then he get in the game, and his team is not that good. But I can tell you this, Kobe Bryant didn't care what nobody had to say, because he figured if he's going to train this hard, then he's going to lead this team. And he led it as best as he could. Now, back to what I was saying with Kovalev and Andre Ward. Whoever trains the hardest is more than likely the one to win. So all this BS about who's going to win, Kovalev saying I'm going to destroy him, you haven't told us yet how. You've told us in the ring, in the payoff. That's the payoff. But how are you going to destroy him in the war? What are you going to do to yourself to break yourself down? A lot of fighters don't want to break themselves down. A lot of people with their crafts don't want to break themselves down so they can get the payoff. They want to build themselves up and then get the payoff. When you got to build yourself down, let's look at Chinese fighters, you know, like Wing Chun. Shout out to Wing Chun. That is, to me, the best fighting style ever. But Wing Chun, you know what I'm saying? Even ninjutsu fighters, you know what I'm saying? They break themselves down physically. They beat their bones up so their bones will build up stronger. So all these fighters trying to build themselves up before the fight, saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Man, if I was Andre Ward while he was talking, I'd be in the gym waking up at 4:30 training, you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't even let nobody know how much I'm training, you know what I'm saying? I would just be in there training so extremely hard, they'll say, wow, this guy really improved. Because if you're not improving each fight, then you have not really trained hard. And I'm going to be honest, I ain't never really seen Andre Ward improve every fight like that. But all I'm saying is this guy has tricks out his sleeve, for real, for real. For his size and speed, for this guy to be 6'1", 175, this guy has tricks. This guy has great footwork, man. You know what I'm saying? But, yep, I'm going to end this video right now, but that's all I got to say. You know, whoever works the hardest is the one that's going to win more. It's just more than likely to win, you know, and that's simple as that. For real, for real. Simple, man.